Hey, my name is Mel and I'm a full-time eBay seller here in Australia. If you're a regular viewer, then welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, I buy secondhand books and sell them on eBay to make money. Now, I keep getting asked for more picking videos. So today, because it's been a weekend, I thought it was a good opportunity to do a what sold for you. Now, these are all the weekend orders that I've sold. And I do have quite a lot this weekend. I must say, I think there is 59 to 60 books here from memory. So I do have quite a lot of orders here. Probably not as many big hitters this weekend. Not many big dollar value. But I've got some all right ones, so I'm going to take you through them and show you exactly what I've sold and tell you how much I've sold them for. Okay, first up we have a random book about juggling. Somebody wants to learn to juggle and I sold this book for $18. Now I've got a double bundle here of Carly Lane. There's 2 books in the set. Now Carly Lane doesn't really sell for very much money, but she does sell quite regularly for me. So I've sold those 2 books for $18. Now we've got one here called The Dead Travel Fast and I've sold that one for $14. Now I've got 2 Gail Foreman, just medium-sized paperbacks here. I've sold the 2 of those for $14. Now I've got a nice religious book here called Jesus Calling. It's got a nice soft cover. I think this was pretty new because it's still got the paper slip on the back of it here, but it did have a few marks. So I sold that one for $23. Now we've got a regular fiction book here. This is sold for $15. Now we have a Jenny Craig weight loss diet book and I sold this one for $23. Now I've got a 5-book set down here of Patricia Cornwell and I've sold that for $40. Now, Patricia Cornwell doesn't bring very much money. She's one of those authors that you can find in absolute abundance, and I don't really ever pay to pick her up. I do quite often get her books when I buy large hauls and bundles off Facebook, but I don't actually pay for her in charity shops because I do find she sells for a little bit cheap and sometimes she can take a long time to sell. Now, over here, I've sold a Reader's Digest hardcover book, Foods That Harm and Foods That Heal. I sold that for $20. Now this little book is an Aboriginal novel. Now Aboriginal books sell really well for me. I've sold that one for $20. Now next I sold this Sew book by Kath Kidston. Now Kath Kidston has quite the following. She's very trendy. People seem to love her patterns. This book was in fairly average condition, but it did include all like the sewing pattern with it, and I sold that for $20. Now I've sold a bundle of David Gemmell and I sell him quite a lot. He's quite a good one to pick up and I do find that I get pretty good money for him. I've sold him for $34.90 for the 3 books. Now over here I had a multi-order, so one lady has bought 3 sets of books. So she bought this 3 set of Jeffrey Deaver books. Now these are only small fiction and the 3 of them are sold for $15. She's also bought this set of Patricia Cornwell and it's just so funny that Patricia Cornwell normally doesn't sell that well for me or fast. Now I've sold this 7-pack of Patricia Cornwell for $30. Now they are only small fiction in acceptable condition, so $30 is not very much for 7 books, but that is the pricing that is Patricia Cornwell. Now the same buyer has also bought a 4-pack of James Patterson and I took an offer on those and we went down to $32. So this buyer has got the 4 set of James, the Patricia Cornwell and the Diva, and I'll be able to fit all of those in a large padded mailer. Now I've sold this cookbook called Happy Healthy Strong by Rachel Finch and I've sold that for $20. I've got a fiction book here called Outback Calling and sold that for $15. Now I've sold these 3 books by John Irving and I sold those for $25 and they'll fit in a small size padded mailer. Now I sold the 50 Shades Trilogy here and you might notice here I've actually got a number on this trilogy and that's because I've got a lot of 50 Shades in here. So just so I know exactly which bundle is the one that somebody has purchased, I just have little numbers in them and I put them in my SKU section of the listing. Now I've sold a bundle here of 3 kids books. I've picked these up for 50 cents each. I've sold them for $16. I've sold 2 of these books that I bundled up together. They are part of the Idiot's Guide collection and this is the Idiot's Guide to Understanding the Bible and to Understanding Jesus, and I've sold the 2 of those books for $25. Now, I've sold this book called How to Tell If Your Cat is Plotting to Kill You. It's actually quite a funny book. It's all about just a humour, probably a gift book. I took an offer on that for $16. Now, I've sold some Fiona Macintosh. Now, she sells pretty well for me, for Fiona Macintosh. For a regular fiction author, I can normally get around the $14, $15 for her, and this time I've sold her for $14. Now, I've sold another Bible. I love the Bibles. Okay, now this one was really good. Now, this came in like a little gift box. I'll just show you. It's actually a really nice little leather Bible. It's got gold leaf pages here, and yeah, it was in excellent condition. So this Bible, which helped me to price this Bible, it actually had a price sticker on the back for $49.95. Now, I have sold that for $49. So I basically got retail price for a secondhand book, which is pretty good, but I must say it is in as new condition. Now, I've sold 2 bundles of David Baldacci, I don't know how to say it. Anyway, I've sold 2 bundles of this guy's books. Now, I've sold them for $20 a bundle, and each of them has got 2 books in good condition. Happy about that. They'll go into a small padded mailer each. Now, this bundle of 3 books is by an author called Robert Harris, and I've sold this bundle of books for $28.95. Now, I've sold this bundle of Pokemon books, and there is 11 hardcover books in the bundle, and I've sold those for $40. Now, this book, One Last Time by John Edwards. Now, John Edwards is the psychic medium who can apparently talk to the dead, and he's quite fascinating. I quite like him myself, but I sold his book for $18. Now, I've sold a fiction book here called Bodies of Men. I sold that for $14. And this book here is by L.J. Smith, and it is a vampire book, and it's by the same author who does the House of Night series, which always goes pretty well for me. I also sold this book for $14. Now, this book here is called Frames of Mind by Howard Gardner, and it's just a self-help book, and I sold that for $30, so I'm pretty happy with that sale. Now, over here, I've sold another self-help book, The New Digital Age. I sold that one for $14. This one over here, Why Good Girls Don't Get Ahead and Gutsy Girls Do. It's a vintage book. I sold that for $15. Now, Create Your Own Bonsai. This is only sold for $16 and it'll just go into a small padded mailer. But I do find that the bonsai books do sell well. So even if I'm not going to get a huge amount of profit for them, I still do pick up the bonsai books because they do sell. Now, I think this is my lowest selling book here today, Vampire Academy. Now, I normally sell Vampire Academy as a set, but because I've got so much of it here in the set building, I've listed a few of them individually. But this one did have like quite a lot of it had texture inside it, somebody's writing, was only in acceptable condition. And I've just sold that for $12. So not a big seller, but it's moved and it's off my shelf. Now, this book, The Art of Travel, has sold for $15. This is sold really fast. I only listed this a week or so ago, so I'm glad to have moved that along quickly. Now, Nicole Alexander has sold for $14. Not a large sale, but it's moved along quickly and I've only paid 50 cents for that book. Now, this book, Fiona Mccallum, Leap of Faith, this is sold for $15. Now, the women's kind of chick lit books on outback, horse riding, cowboys, all those kind of romantic chick lit books about the outback, they sell fast for me. Now, this copy of Rich Dad Poor Dad has sold for $18. It is only in acceptable condition and it does have some foxing along it. If you're not sure what foxing is, I have made a video that explains it. I'll just link it up above now if you do want to come back and watch that and learn more. Now, we've got another book by the author that I can't pronounce the name properly, David Baldacci. I've sold him for $14 individually. Now, this book, Renovating for Profit, I've sold it for $20 and I'm kind of wishing I kept this book for myself. Now, this is a craft book, The Art of Tassel Making, and I've sold that for $22. And over here, I've got a Gordon Ramsay cookbook, hardcover book, and I've sold that for $24. 2 more basic fiction books here that have sold for rock bottom at $12, but I'm glad to have moved them off my shelves. Now, this hardcover Feng Shui book has sold for $25. Now here we have another religious book called Women in Scripture. This is a lovely book and this sold for $50. I took an offer on this book for $15, which is a bit lower than I would like to have sold this book for. I would have hoped to have get at least 18. But the reason why I took an offer for 15 is because I probably have about 5 of these books in stock. So I'm just happy to move one along. Now this is a book called Bufferedology. Did I say that right? Bufferedology. And it's about Warren Buffett, but it's written by his wife, Mary Buffett. I've sold that hardcover book for $20. And another cookbook here that is sold for $18. So there you go, my weekend orders, exactly what I sold this weekend and how much I sold them for. So as you can see, there was quite a variety of books. I've got fiction books, cooking books, juggling books, cat books, kid books, self-help books. I've got the works this weekend. Now, most of the books in today's sales have only cost me 50 cents to $1 each. A couple of them I've paid $2 for, and obviously with the bundles, then I've bundled them up and I've paid, you know, a few dollars per bundle. 2 of those religious books were 2 of my biggest sales for the weekend, so I do really encourage you to look out for the Bibles and the religious books because they do sell well for great money. Now, if you like learning about what books are selling for me and how much I'm selling them for, and you'd like to watch more videos about this so you know what to look for when you go to the charity shops, then I'll put another link here to another What Sold video and make sure you check it out. Thanks for watching.